So I got to speak at Clemson maybe a month ago, right? So one of the colleagues that was actually sitting right next to me, Olivia, he said, you know, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of public opinion. So, right? And it makes sense. It really makes sense. I mean, it kind of made sense for the college students because they post ridiculous stuff, but it makes sense for people interested in trying to get a job. And just because you're so comfortable, you know, you're behind your computer screen, you know, you're looking at American Idol, you're on your computer, you're like, I'm comfortable, so I'm going to post, I hate my boss, right? Millions of ears and eyes are going to see that, right? So you have to be extremely cautious in what you post. I think the illusion is we have this internet world and we have our reality world in which we're kind of doing right now, right? This virtual world, it seems like it's a free world right now, but it's really not. The reality is there is a reality, right? And you know, Mark Cuban, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with basketball, is the owner of the Mavericks, right? He's at the game, ticked off at the referee. He made a wrong call, right? So he goes on his phone and he puts a message in Twitter on the internet. Nowhere, he didn't say out loud, hey, the referee's dumb. He tweeted it, got fined $25,000 or $15,000. So there is consequences for things you post online. There's people that lose their jobs every day because of the things they post online. And there's people that don't get jobs for the things that they post, right? I mean, if we get a resume, I'll look them up on Facebook. And if they have some, you know, some pictures of them doing stuff that I wouldn't want to connect my brand with, then they're not going to get hired. So there is a strong consequence of what you guys post. So it feels free, but it's really not at this point. So we have one of the kind of the growing focuses too that I'm seeing with sales and marketing, and I kind of touched, you know, on the ways that we communicate, or we have been communicating with, you know, with the phone. And the interesting thing with the phone is, if you know, when it first came out, kind of and a few years after that, it was one of these devices where you had, you know, these intimate conversations with your friends, your family, and it became, you know, just that communication device, right? But then these brilliantly smart people decided, hey, I'm going to come up with telemarketing. Bam. Now, I can't even call my mom from a blocked number without her screening my call, right? And if I called you guys, any one of you guys, you probably wouldn't answer it because you're like, well, maybe it's a telemarketer, right? So this device is being kind of, you know, fluttered with all of this sort of, you know, telemarketing. And that kind of happened with email, right? When email first came out, we had You Got Mail. Remember that? That was cool, and everyone wanted to go home and check their emails because it was friends and family that had your email address. Then spam came along. So we're starting to see that focus with social media. We're starting to see, you know, this evolution of sales and marketing professionals now are saying, hey, we got all these people's attention. They're posting all the stuff that they like. Now let's flood their inboxes of all the stuff we're selling. And that's what I don't want you guys to do. I know we're all eager to go get the ideal job we want to get and, you know, sell whatever we're selling if we have our own business. And that's obviously the intent, right? But really don't focus on this sales and marketing push right away. You always want to build a relationship first and build rapport. You know, just imagine yourself, you're walking through Walmart or Target or something, and some guy walks by you or some girl and she says, hey, I could save you 2.6% on your APR every month. Wouldn't that be awkward, right? So you want to treat the way you interact with people in real life the same way. You know, you'd probably ask that person's name, right? Or, you know, you wouldn't just right away go for what you're selling. So keep that in the back of your mind. You know what you're trying to get a job, you know you're trying to sell something, but really focus on that person-to-person interaction and really find common ground with them. And then another thing that we're seeing is friend and client collection. And really what that is, and I think why it exists, is because it's so easy to add people to your contact list. Where before, you actually had to like look at someone and say, hey, can I have your phone number? And you actually had to build a relationship because someone's not just going to give you a phone number. But now, people have their phone numbers everywhere. You know, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and all these things. And now you just push add, and people are accepting people. So the goal of everyone is, can I have 10,000 friends? Can I have 1 million followers? Can I have, you know, 2,500 clients, which really don't mean squat, right? If you're not building a relationship with those people. And so that's the idea, is don't focus on quantity, more focus on quality of these people. So you can have 5 people in your Rolodex, but if those are 5 people that are going to impact your life somehow, it's way better than having 5,000 people in your LinkedIn account.